What's up, Mavericks fans? Harrison Graham here with another episode of Dallas Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. Appreciate you tuning in to today's show. Nice win last night over the Phoenix Suns. OBJ and the boys were in the building, so that was nice to see Dallas just kick a good team's ass for once. So very, very nice indeed. But on today's show, we're going to focus on some trade rumors that have been circulating around the internet. Could Dallas trade for Derrick Rose? According to an NBA insider, the Mavs could be interested in the veteran point guard from New York. Here's Rick Bucher here. He says, Bucher. The Mavericks, of course, lost Jalen Brunson to the Knicks in free agency last summer and are in desperate need of a second playmaker to relieve all-star point forward Luka Doncic. They brought on a former Knick, Kemba Walker, for a test run, but a league source said they also have interest in a current one, the aforementioned Rose. Now, Derrick Rose has obviously had a fascinating career, right? Really two careers in one. You know, you think of his time in Chicago, and he was this high-flying MVP, explosive type of player. But then he's been able to rebuild his career with the Knicks and has done some good things, right? And now he certainly has still had some injury problems. The last couple of years coming into this year, some solid seasons, but certainly a lot of injuries. But when he's been healthy, he's kind of been a 12 to 15-point guy, over 4 assists per game, and a guy who can shoot the basketball as well. Now, this year, not as much of a factor. 6.5 points per game, 2 assists. The three-point shot has kind of fallen back to where it was earlier in his career. You kind of wonder, is he actually done this time? Like, is Derrick Rose kind of at the end here of his career? I don't know. I could be interested in this if the Mavs don't have to give up much. Like, obviously, I'm not giving up a first-round pick, but, like, I don't know. Would I give up, like, Dwight Powell in a second? Would I give up I'd certainly give up JaVale McGee in a piece. But remember this, too. I think Derrick Rose is making like $13, $14 million per year. So I don't know. This seems unlikely. They certainly wouldn't do this without exploring what Kemba Walker is going to do first. But as we continue to talk about it, I do think the Mavs making a trade at some point could make a lot of sense. So here's another trade idea that producer Coop cooked up. Reggie Bullock in a second for Derrick Rose. With the way Reggie's shot the ball so far this year, maybe this is something that could make some sense. Now, if Reggie would start hitting some shots and defend like we know he can, he's certainly a more valuable piece for this team. But the way that he's played so far this year, this would be a trade I would consider, and I probably wouldn't give up much more than this, if I'm being completely honest. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully Derrick Rose can kick it into gear a little bit. He hasn't been much of a factor this season for the Knicks, but the last couple of years when he's been healthy, he has still certainly been a player that can have an impact. Now, would you trade for D. Rose? Type T for trade or P for pass. Let me know down in the comments. T for trade, P for pass. Would you trade for Derrick Rose? Now, something you should definitely do is download the Fetch app by going to chatsports.com/fetch. That'll redirect you to your app store on your iPhone or on your Android. It's 100% free to download the app because Fetch allows you to turn your receipts into free gift cards because you get points when you scan your receipts, and that includes digital receipts as well. So here is what Fetch is all about. Appreciate them for sponsoring today's show. Allows you to earn points that can be redeemed for gift cards by scanning your receipts to your favorite stores, restaurants, online retailers. By the way, all receipts work. Mom and pop, big name stores, doesn't matter. All receipts earn points when you pump up gas. That works as well. Super easy to use. Use the app to snap a photo of your receipts from purchases from any store or click the e-receipt option. And Fetch can connect you to your Amazon account or your email as well, as those receipts also work. So if you order online through Amazon or do some other online shopping, those email digital receipts, those can be scanned as well. And here's the deal. We're going to give you 5,000 bonus points to start when you go to chatsports.com/fetch. Got to use our link, chatsports.com/fetch, and plug in the promo code CHAT. That is CHAT, CHAT, to get 5,000 bonus points. And then guess what? You're going to start snapping away and getting those points. Once you get to 10,000 points, you can get a $10 gift card to your favorite store or restaurant. Go check it out, chatsports.com/fetch. Let's talk about Kyle Lowry, a player the Mavs have been linked to before. They were interested in him when he signed with Miami a couple of years ago, and Bucher also says that the Heat are willing to move Kyle Lowry in a deal. Like I said, the Mavs are aggressively targeting him in 2021, and I think had he not gone to the Heat, the Mavs were probably the second team most in the mix there. Now it kind of separated itself there at the end. It was pretty clear by once free agency opened he was going to Miami, but had Miami not shown interest, I do think Dallas would have gotten him. And now Kyle Lowry, kind of to a lesser extent in Derrick Rose, he's still more productive, but he's certainly not what he was, right? I mean, he's still averaging almost 15 and 6, solid numbers, but only 40% from the field, 35% from three, whereas, in his peak years, he was 45, 46% from the field, 38, 39% from three. But I still think valuable, right? I think as like a true backup point guard, he has value. He can start, he can come off the bench, he's got championship pedigree. He can defend at a decent level, although not what he used to be able to. He's a leader. He's a locker room presence that you respect if he walks through that door. So I would be more interested here, even though the money would be more. That's the tricky thing, right? I mean, he's 37 years old. He's under contract through next season. You think about what a trade would look like. You would certainly have to get like Davis Bertans in this deal to help kind of make the money work. Is it worth the gamble? I don't know. It's a lot of money, but he's off your books next year, and if Bertans is in the deal, it's kind of like, well, he's off your books after next year anyway, so it's not like you're taking on an extra year of a contract from somebody. So I do think there could be a trade that makes sense if Miami is willing to deal. So we'll have to wait and see. I definitely think Lowry would have a bigger impact, but Derrick Rose is certainly cheaper. Now, who would you rather have? Pick one for me. Type L for Kyle Lowry or R for Derrick Rose. Again, you got to factor in contracts and trades at the end of the day. I'd rather have Lowry. I understand it'd be harder to get him, but that is just my 2 cents on it. Let me know, L for Lowry or R for Rose. Now make sure you guys subscribe to the channel here at Mavericks Today as we continue to bring you the latest news and rumors, trade buzz, which will continue to grow even more after December 15th with certain players becoming tradable at that point in time. So hit that sub button. We will continue to bring you videos every single week. How about Jaden Hardy? Talk about the game a little bit last night. As Jaden Hardy, who's been tearing up the G League, was on the active roster last night and had 10 points in 2 minutes in blowout time against the Suns. And I do think that's important. It was, not a high leverage situation at all. But I think what it shows is that he's a capable scorer. And if he can contribute, that's massive. Because I think right now there's this, I don't want to say blind hope, but semi-blind hope, Kemba Walker, he can be a guy that helps, and that might be the case. Kemba was dressed last night for the first time, did not play. I think they're really slow playing it, and they're not going to overdo it with him. Mavs play again here on Tuesday night. We'll see if he plays on the second night of a back-to-back. Jaden Hardy, though, in the G League, guys, has been unbelievable. Now, I know it's a completely different deal. We've seen this all the time over the years, right? Guys like who's a good example is Jimmer Fredette. The guy would average like 40 in the G League, and then he can't play in the NBA. Now, Jaden Hardy is obviously more athletic, a more capable NBA type of player than Jimmer, but he is a rookie, second-round guy. We know he can score the basketball. Can he do it efficiently at the NBA level right now? I'm not sure. If Kemba's knee is shot like we think it might be, Hardy could be a guy that at some point this season, he's that third guard off the bench. He could be that guy. So I want to see him play some more. Certainly seems like Jason Kidd is interested in getting him some more minutes. So that is something to keep an eye on. Here's what Kidd had to say after the game. He said he got to play there at the end, and he played well, played the right way. Hopefully we can continue to put him in those situations that are positive. Those are the things we can always teach. Try not to foul when you're off ball. He's young. He's going to make some mistakes. It's always good to have him on the floor late to get him some minutes. Now, I want to see him get some minutes that actually might be important, right? Like not just, we're up 25 in the fourth, let's put him in there. I'd like to see him put him in the second quarter at the 4-minute mark, see if he can give you some quality minutes. Are you excited about Jaden Hardy? I am. He's a capable scorer. Type me in the comments if you are excited about the Mavericks rook, and also just spam MFFL in the comments. Listen, we're not going anywhere. Videos all the time here at Dallas Mavericks Today, so hit the sub button and type MFFL, and we're going to have you covered here on the channel.